everybody is doing well today. This is our live stream for December's Trance Channeled Energy Update. So if you are here live, please take note that if you want to make comments in the chat thread, it is an exclusive members only that we're doing today. If you would like to make some comments in the chat thread, please join us in our YouTube membership. We'll post the link. I have Colleen with us today. She is off camera. Say hi, Colleen.
Hi.
And we would love to hear from those of you who are our members. Can you hear us okay? Double checking the sound. I'm certain if you are working with spirit, you sometimes understand they will interfere with our electronics. It can be a little intimidating, a little rough. So if you want a full transcript of today's live Trance channel, sign up for my newsletter. It's in the link right beneath the description here in the video. And you just go over and click over. We only send it out once a month. But in that, you will get the link where you can do a printout of everything that Maitland shares. So if you're someone who is audio challenged, kind of like my children are, then having that printout is really important because then you can take your own notes on top of it. You can go back and look at what Maitland says about all the highs and lows, what she says about the crystals, stones, chakras, and if you want to get more in depth, because Maitland is really good at giving you the details. And if you're new to the channel, Maitland is the guy that's going to come through and Trance channel and speak to you directly today with the message. She teaches a class, which this month in December, it's going to be Thursday the 2nd at noon. And it is also here on our YouTube channel. It is a YouTube members only from the middle tier, which is Lumivolve and higher. And in this class, it's a discussion base. So when you sign on, it's basically you are typing and talking to Maitland as she's giving you more in-depth information about the stones and the crystals for the month, which will be the month of December, and how they're working with our chakras, and a little bit more information about what's happening with the energy in December. Can you believe it's December 2021? Like, seriously.
Wild.
It's insane. All right, now that I've looked at my notes and I have said what I need to say, let's do this. We have good audio.
Yeah, everyone is saying sound and video are good.
Yay! We might be getting good at this, Colleen. All right.
5 years later. I'm totally teasing. I'm totally teasing.
So if you are watching this, whether recorded or live, and you are a sensitive person, you might feel a shift as I change the energy to allow Maitland to come in. She is carrying a few others with her today. I don't know really what's going to happen.
I can feel
enjoy. Colleen's just hanging on behind the camera. Okay, here you go. I'm a little nervous. This is good stuff. I will see you afterwards or not. No, I won't.
Mm-mm.
I'll just catch you later.
I'll see you afterwards.
Okay. Breathing. Everybody take a nice deep breath. I can feel you breathing. All right, I'll see you later. My nose tickles. I'm on camera.
Hi, Maitland.
Hi, Colleen. Hi, Luminaires. My name is Maitland, Maitland. And I have a lot to share with you. I'm going to get comfortable. I hope you're getting comfortable. And let's go. I would like to ask that anytime I'm saying something that is kind of confusing or going over your head or you want more details about, will you please let Colleen know on the chat thread by typing it in, and that way she can read it out and I can slow down and tell you a little bit more. Oh, I'm wearing different clothes today. I like it. Okay. We are going to be talking about December. Are you ready? Do you remember if you were with me last month in November, I said, put your seatbelt on. I didn't say take it off. So I'm going to double check. Do you still have your seatbelt on? Because you want to keep it on. Click, click, because you are going for a ride. So in November, it was watching a bigger division of energies. So higher frequency energies are collecting and coming together, like attracts like, and the lower frequency energies are attracting each other, like, attracts like. So we have this separation, and there was very little to no middle ground. So we're coming from November, when we're experiencing some extremes, into December. And right off the bat, for the first week of, I like to divide the month into two parts. And normally it's the first and the last half, but I want to divide December into the first week and the rest of the month. So the first week we're going to talk about quite a bit. And the energy that's coming in, we've experienced kind of this duality. It's like the a tantrum that a child does when they don't get their way. And when we're learning something new, it's often a little bit more difficult to learn something new because you have to admit you don't know it. And a lot of people don't enjoy that. And so it creates conflict in their energy. And that conflict looks like the tantrum. And that's what duality is doing. But now it's coming into December where it needs to change shape again. And that shape looks like this. The first week of December, that's where we have the new moon and the solar eclipse. But not many people are really going to see it because it's down at the bottom of the earth where Antarctica is. And so not a lot of people will get a good look at it, but it's very important. And that energy that it's creating in the first week of December is going to be with you for at least another 6 months. And it's going to rev up and feed that year and a half larger phase that I talked about in November when we were discussing that the change is here. And that change is part of normalizing your intuitive abilities, your psychicness, your heart instinct, gut instinct, normalizing the 5D abilities like telepathy and energy healing and energy from 0 point, meaning nothingness, that you make energy from nothingness, which it's really something, but all of that is going to start getting bathed in more light, more energy. Not that we don't appreciate the 3D, not that we're saying this part over here, we're not going to feed it so it goes away, but the energy that's coming from the like the big galactic space around your universe, the photonic light that's coming in, it's kind of shaped like the Milky Way in a way, like a belt. And this light is coming in, and it's going to be coming in for some time. And we've been talking about it for several months. But it's interesting how the solar eclipse and the position of the planets and the stars are going to boost this photonic light even more onto the earth. And if you could be up in the space, the atmosphere like us, and you could watch, like this is me looking down on the earth. Woo, and there's the earth down there. The photonic light for a shorter period of time, meaning like the 6 months, it's going to feel like beams of light are coming in, like we're shining a flashlight on places like United States of America, shining a flashlight on Australia and New Zealand, shining a flashlight on parts of like Western India and Africa. And so when you when you notice that the light is coming in kind of in spotlights like that, it's feeding certain locations on the earth to create more balance. But of course, to create balance, it's to make a little more chaos. So even if we look at the most simplest of keeping a balance, like if we have a scale and we have a kitten on one side, and then we have coins on the other side, and the kitten likes to be there and it's asleep. And then you're putting coins on the other side, but you're very gentle about it and you never wake the kitten. But if you think about the adding of the coins, the disruption to the coins beneath it and the plate, and the disruption to the system to create the balance, that is change. That is friction. That is force. But some of us are going to be like the kitten and not even notice, and we'll be sleeping the whole time and it'll be great. And some of us will just feel like we're getting hit and pounded as the coins are coming in, as the light is coming in to balance the system. Whereas others are like, this is like a day at the beach and I'm having my cat nap in the beautiful sun. So there is going to need to be some chaos to create the balance. And this galactic energy that's rolling in, oh, I gotta tell you about that. I gotta tell you about it first before I say it. So we have the photonic light, the light that's coming in, and certain places on Earth are getting extra light to create disturbance, to have balance in the end, because you are right now, as of November 2021, really creating the new Earth. We've been talking about it for a super, super long time, and you've been feeling it coming. You're very sensitive, and you know it's happening, and you've been worried and going, oh my gosh, do I need to hunker down? Do I need to save things? Do I need to change things? I need to prepare. You're getting those feelings because you're sensitive, and you know that shifts are coming, and you're using old thought of going, I got to be afraid of this and I need to prepare for it, when we don't need you to have fear at all. Zoop, none of it. We want you to have the feeling of needing to do something and be prepared, but it doesn't need to be out of fear. I would like for you to have that feeling when you get it, where you're like, I need to get this together and I need to fix this and I need to do that. I want you to think of it as, I am going to do this preparedness so that I myself am balanced when the greater system is going through its chaos to balance. I am already balanced. So I could provide my assistance. I could provide my help. So it's like getting the heads up that it's going to rain, and you go inside and get 5 umbrellas. And you come out and you use one and you have 4 others, and you're just waiting for people to freak out because it's going to rain, and you go, oh, here's an umbrella. And they're like, oh my God, thank you so much. So it didn't take a lot of effort, and it wasn't out of fear that you went inside and got 5 umbrellas. Think about this as your compassionate work that you're anchoring in through your preparedness of having like 3 months worth of water and food and necessities, toilet papers and animal food and propane tanks and things like that. So that when the system is disrupted, because we're creating the new earth coming out of the old stuff that's not working, you can go, oh, but I'm here. And now that things are in chaos, trying to balance, I've already got it under control. So what do you need? Because we need that light. See your preparedness as a way to anchor your compassion and love and guidance into the earth as it's making its changes. And that's a global statement. That one's a global statement. So the photonic light that's coming in is highlighting certain spots on the earth that the solar eclipse is going, oh, we're making double note of that, and we're really making change, because a solar eclipse is about change. And what it's ushering in is a lot of freedom. Do you like the word? I like saying it. Freedom! Truth, wisdom, that kind of ancient knowledge coming in. It is all about moving from love. If you forget all the words I've said today about December, remember this statement. December is about moving from love. Period. So any decisions that you're making, relationship-wise, work-wise, financial-wise, do it with an open, compassionate heart full of love. So when you feel yourself revving up and you're triggered, check in with yourself and say, is this coming from love? Is this coming from love? And just keep checking in and checking in and checking in, because this is the part that's really going to be challenged for December. Because there is the chaos making the balance. I talk in circles sometimes, but I'm going to loop it one more time because I think it's good for you to hear several times. Photonic light from the photonic belt coming in and shining on specific parts in the earth. The solar eclipse bringing about change. So that light that's shining in is high frequency. It's going to feed the higher frequency energies on earth. So if you are a highly sensitive person, energy centric, it's going to feed you. If you move from love, it's going to feed you. If you're in neutral, if you're in acceptance and gratitude, it's going to feed you. For those that are working more with like anger and just like despair and sadness and conflict all the time, victim mode, it's not going to feed them. What it is going to give them, it'll still help them grow. Oh, I shouldn't use the word feed then. But it will still bathe them in the light, but that frequency will feel more like I'm your teacher and I'm here to, put you into shape. It's like having the coach with the whistle all the time blowing. Get up, it's time to run. Get up, it's time to do this. Get up. It's like, but it puts them into shape. And again, that shape is going to depend on them. This light isn't saying you have to be this way or that way. It just is one higher consciousness and higher frequency and vibration that the earth hasn't had. And so some of us are ready for it. The majority are ready and are being fed by it and finding ourselves getting higher and higher, finding new values, finding new strengths, finding compassion and acceptance and gratitude and joy, even when the chaos is happening. We're like the sleeping kitten. We're like, it's still so good because I understand what chaos is. It is destructive, but it's not to be shunned or shamed, because we need the chaos to build the new paradigm, the new earth, the one structured from love.
Maitland?
Yeah.
Pam T is asking, is galactic energy one and the same with photonic light?
No, that's right. It's not. There's a whole bunch of energy right now coming through the Milky Way, and it's going to come through close to your universe, and it's like a big vacuum. It's like, it sucks. Like, I guess you backwards in a way. It just kind of grabs and pulls. And all the work that you've already done on Earth. This lately, all the chaos of November's big story, and like you're flushing out all these things you don't need anymore. Well, normally you would like compost that, or you'd flush the toilet, like you'd get rid of it, right? Well, we don't really do that with energy, but this big galactic like little storm vacuum is coming, and it's just going to go, and it's going to suck up all the loose energy on the earth, and it's going to pull away a lot of old belief systems. And if you talk about hiding underneath a blanket, being in the dark, and then all of a sudden your big brother comes along and is like, woof, and pulls the blanket off, and you're like, the light's so bright. That's what it's going to feel like. Whoosh. The blanket's going to come off, and there's going to be this newness, this like, oh, I didn't know. Now I know. like the unveiling, the revealing, because all the old stuff is just going to be taken out to recycle out in the greater energy system past your universe, which is great because the earth has been holding on to a lot of old energy for a very, very, very long time. And this marks really that movement into building this kind of new earth. Whether you want to consider that a utopia or not, I guess that's up to you. So we've got that galactic vacuum coming in with that photonic light. I mean, could it get any better? The outcome is incredible. What does incredible mean? The outcome is an expression of love and compassion. Imagine living in greater communities built on that. But to get there, it's a lot of ego bursting, because there's going to be a lot of ego bursts. There's going to be a lot of manipulation. There's going to be a lot of scare tactics. There's going to be a lot of, well, you better do this or that's going to happen to you. Run, 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 go, go, go. And we'll get caught up. You'll have a lot of companies or people in your life that promise you one thing. I'm selling you this and I promise you this and you need to have it and you need to get it and I will follow through. And then you buy into it and they're gone. So for energy centric people, all I ask for you to do is take a step back. When you're being pushed and sold and you feel like you're being told to walk a certain path, told, marketed to, taken down a journey, all I'm saying is go, wait, let me take a step back. Move from your heart. And if you check in with your heart and your heart goes, oh yeah, then go. Don't second guess yourself. Don't second guess yourself. Because you're going to end up with a lesson either way that it turns out, favorable or unfavorable. It's under like a perfect design that there is no mistake. But if you step back and you're like, I don't want that. And I don't like that I'm being told that I need that to feel better or to do better. So I'm not going to do it. I mean, that's great. Just don't do it. But you don't have to hide. You don't have to run. I would just say wear your seatbelt and enjoy the roller coaster. You don't have to not get on the roller coaster. It's safe. It's safe. So that's the galactic energy. It's just going to be cleaning up and taking that leftover frequencies that you guys have been just dumping and pulling off of yourselves. And so the earth is going to go, oh, it's like a deep earth cleaning from a bigger source than the individuals that are on her. Is that helpful?
Yes.
Okay. So the first week, make your intent. Do it now. Decide, you've worked on who am I? Decide, what are you doing? What do you want to create? Because humans are creators. What do you want to create? And once you figure that out, be very, very clear with it. And then on the 4th, when the eclipse happens, you'll have like 6 months of the life changing around you to manifest that one intent. So think long game, think stability, think security, like really embody it. So you have your homework to do your intent. And then basically from like the 9th on, it's the strap in, enjoy the roller coaster. We'll have some highs, we'll have some lows. It gets a little mucky and murky. There's still a lot of disconnect with systems because they're falling apart, whether that is the supply system, the supply chain, or whether that's something shorter, like in a restaurant, not having enough people. That's going to continue on until people realize, oh, we are all part of the same system. And if we pull out of it, it collapses. Interesting. What do we do with that power? Well, you don't actually figure it out in December, but that's okay. But you do figure it out over the next year and a half, especially in the United States and in Australia. you guys figure it out, and the voices, the masses, become the power rather than the individuals leading. So, hint, hint, that's to come. And I've been mentioning how the news hasn't been reporting the truth. That's been for it's been for a long time. But that's still happening. So if you are an energy sensitive person and you're kind of relying on what the news is telling you, I would say to you, please take the time to research your news to see where is it coming from, to see if there's an agenda behind it. There's only a few resources out there that really are not in it to manipulate anything, to manipulate their viewers. The news really is not going to be your friends. If you want to invest in anything, like your time and your efforts to learn, I would say you have to invest in your relationships. Relationship with self, relationship with lover, relationship to family, to friends, relationship to neighbors. Big important. It's very important. Relationships are extremely important. And when you discover how to communicate and work with your intimate relationships, that ability is going to be duplicated on a larger format when it comes time for your voice to be heard by the masses when you join in. Do you like how I say now, when you join in, it's not an if anymore, it's a win. WHEN, win. So from the ninth on, a little like a roller coaster up and down. Um, Check in with yourself, move from love no matter what, and you're going to be good. There's also, with the solar eclipse energy, there's a lot of boosting of imagination, creativity, which is so exciting because when we're building the new earth, like the 5D, the higher frequency, higher consciousness energy, you need to have your imagination and creativity. And those boost your psychic abilities, your heartfelt, your gut instincts. So now we have this other round of polishing and boosting our natural abilities. So I would say put a pin in it, write in your diary. It's pretty much from here on out the normalization of psychic and intuitive abilities, which is what we wanted. And it's happening. So I'm pretty excited about it. I'd like to talk about the chakras and the stones that you can use for December. So the chakra that's going to be needed the very, very, very most, of course, is going to be the heart. Move from the heart. Remember, I said if you forget everything, just remember December. Move from your heart. Ah, yes. Okay, so remember that part. The heart is needed the most. That is because there is going to be a lot of chaos to create the new balance, disconnect, and that's not very comfortable. So I say for this one, um, it's called ruby zoisite.
Zoisite. With a Z.
Ruby zoisite. I just think it's beautiful. It is all about bringing you some happiness and some emotional healing, but really it's like this shield of let's block, not block, but let's filter out the anger, the despair, the disrupt, the just like the I can no longer breathe and live. This one, I would carry it everywhere, especially for December. It's going to be a good one to have when the changes in the solar eclipse come for the 4th, because it will, solar eclipses change. Not everybody is comfortable with change. And especially in the United States, it's going to feel like 1776 all over again. That's right. You got your independence and the freedom and the this and the truth and the wisdom and the greatness, because it's all rolling in, and some are just going to be like, oh my God, because the system has to break for us all to feel that. So this can help block out the anger, despair, the disconnect, the scariness. Do you see it? Okay, the chakra that it's going to be challenged the most, not surprised, is the solar plexus. That's up underneath your ribs. That's the me chakra. That's the one, it's my character, it's who I am. It's the one that you were working on so beautifully in November. Now, December, it gets challenged. And my vote is pyrite. Jamie only has a big one, it's heavy. It's a bunch of tiny pieces together. It's called fool's gold because it looks like gold, but it's not. And it's pyrite. And pyrite is kind of, it's shiny, so it's going to reflect off. It is a great protector. Like negative energy, which is energy that you don't align with, that's not favorable to you. That's what we're talking about. Just goes boo boo boo, and it just reflects it off and down. It brings in a lot of happiness, which is necessary because if your character, the solar plexus, is getting challenged, you'll often fall into worry, like, why am I thinking this way? What's wrong with me? Why am I doing this? It's a lot of doubt and internal questioning. And pyrite goes, oh, we're not going to think like that. It's not helping. So we're going to think about, oh, I really enjoy that and I really like that. And it'll lead you towards the happier things that you align with. But if you're someone right now who's saying, happiness is great and everything, but I'm really struggling with my spiritual abilities and I'm really sensitive and I want to make sure I stay more on a spiritual path, you can use bumblebee jasper. Isn't that the best yellow? Bumblebee jasper. It's super bright. This will help you stay like on your spiritual evolution, on your spiritual path. And yeah, you can combine the two. It's fine. They work they work well together. They're both on the same chakra, but they do different things. And pyrite, you can get it tumbled, but I would say get it raw. Get it raw because it has more shiny surfaces. So we have the heart is needed, the solar plexus is challenged, and then we have the chakra that's going to be supported the most for December, and that's your higher consciousness chakra. That's the one that's like 2 feet above your head. You have your purple one that sits here, and then about 2 feet, you can't see it because my arm is off the screen. But oh, you can't see it when you move your head either because it goes with you. But it's 2 feet above your head. It's the white one. And for that one, I would pair it with, oh, higher consciousness is being supported because that galactic vacuum that's coming in and pulling out the leftover energies, we're not using those other frequencies that aren't helping us evolve, being pulled out. Old belief systems, I mean, you could seriously wake up one day and go, I can't believe I ever thought that way. It'll just click on you. And you'll watch your friends do it too. And don't be surprised if your friends come to you and go, listen, man, I don't know if I can be your friend anymore. I've got this now going on. I got to go do this. Don't, um, don't be upset. Don't take it personal. Everybody's doing their own growth. I'd love for you to turn around and go, yay, good for you. Okay, love you, bye. Mwah. Yeah, I'll see you when you come back around because we'll all be coming back around. But people will need to be growing in their own way. And that sometimes means I have to say goodbye. So um, that galactic energy is pulling, taking out the old beliefs, and the photonic light is coming in. There is a lot of higher consciousness chakra work being done. And I thought the one that would help, the stone that would help us most kind of universally, not just universal as it fits in all departments, but universal as your universe, is going to be, am I going to hit it? Oh, sorry. Sorry, I knew I was going to do that.
It's okay.
It's a microphone, guys.
You got it.
Everything looks like blobs of light when I'm in this body. And you can move through some blobs of light, but some you can't, especially when you're in a human body. Okay, this is clear quartz, but it has phantom points inside of it. Can you see the phantom points?
I can.
Look at that one. Okay, so phantom or ghost point quartz. Use the clear quartz. You can find them in other quartz as well, like amethyst and stuff, but use the clear one. The phantom ones work on really, really deep layers, especially deep healing and emotional layers. Like when you think of shadow work and the shadow self and the other side, kind of a thing where most people don't even acknowledge what's in the darkness. But when you have higher frequency of energy, the darkness and the light are one. They show different aspects of the self, but they are in unity. And this is what this is. It's in unity. So it'll work on emotional stuff, which the heart is needed, but it'll also work up more in a galactic way when we're looking at 3D to 5D, Earth to the other planets that are out there that are ready to come see you. Isn't it neat? So you could take these and you can grid your bed with them. Like there's 4 of them. They're upside down. There's 4 of them. You can grid your bed with them. You can find really large ones and tiny, tiny little pieces of some. And I would grid it with black tourmaline. And I would say if you were gridding your bed, because this is where your sleep happens, I would use the ruby zoisite, the green one as well, with the chunks of ruby in it, with the black tourmaline. And then I'm thinking it depends on you. If you're looking for more of a spiritual enlightenment and a spiritual lifestyle, then I would use the bumblebee jasper. Do you remember that one? Like this. But if you're like, I've got that, that's what I do already, and you don't need the support, then I would use pyrite. But if you don't have any pyrite, you could use tiger's eye. I would use this month, I would use tiger's eye more than a citrine for your solar plexus because we need something that's a little bit more strong and punchy. Pyrite's really punchy, and so is tiger's eye. So if you're good with all your spiritual work and you don't need the bumblebee jasper, but you want to make sure that your challenged solar plexus is getting enough, like it's okay. We're going to move from this positive rather than I doubt, and I'm moving from scarcity to abundance, then I would do tiger's eye or the pyrite. I'm going to be teaching a class on Thursday about all these, what they mean, and how to use them in different techniques. And then we can get into questions where you can ask me more about them and how they would match specific situations. Because the classes that we do on the YouTube membership, they're a discussion and it's really nice. It's not just sit still and listen to me gab on. You really get to get engaged, and I like that too. There needs to be many more ways that we communicate from people to spirit, because that's what's going to be happening when we move from 3D to 5D. So why aren't we doing it now? Do we have any questions about what I've said?
We did have some questions. You want to take some, and then
Yes,
we need to
please.
wrap it up.
Okay.
Let's see. Patty Mint is asking if you had one big black tourmaline, would it benefit to break it into 4 pieces to grid your bed?
Oh.
How does that affect the stone?
Well, it just, like if it was big like this, I wouldn't want to break it just because it's pretty. And I like things that are pretty. But if you don't mind breaking it, you can absolutely do that and put them on the corners of your bed. If you don't want to break it and you don't want to buy any more, I would put it underneath your bed in the middle of the bed. And then I would put the other tumbled stones on the corners. And that way, at least they'll be communicating to the black tourmaline. What other questions?
We have a question from Julia Ballantyne. I hear a lot about light codes and changing DNA during this new Earth transformation.
Yep.
Is this related to photonic light?
Yes, it is.
I don't really understand this concept.
Oh, yes, it is. It's think about it like a light that you've just never seen before. kind of outside of your visible spectrum. And when that light comes in, kind of like, microwaves are light waves, and you put a marshmallow in a microwave, it goes from being this big to this big. If you've never done it, I think everybody in the world should do it at least once. So when this photonic light comes in and it hits you, it's kind of like the microwave cooking the marshmallow. Boop. Your frequencies go honk, and it just gets really big. And then when that gets bigger, your frequencies get higher. Your 3D body can't always function with it. And then the higher frequencies often will need new, I guess you're calling them codes, but new cells to work with that will hold its light better. So it's called evolution, where some things will fall off and then you'll gain others to maintain your healthy body. It's exciting. It's like before evolution was around because of survival from what the earth was offering, but now you're getting your evolution kicks from what the the greater um, universe is providing you. Ding.
I'm going to do one more question.
Okay.
Let's see. Julie is asking, will we still be having an electricity blackout as mentioned last month?
Yeah, there'll be hiccups and burps and all kinds of systems, from shipping to electronics to government systems to banking, but it's not all happening at once.
And it's already happened in a lot of places.
Yes.
Yeah, and so it might not affect everybody the same way.
True. And if you're, prepared for it, which I mean prepared not out of fear, but out of compassion and balance to be able to be of service to others, you're not really going to feel a lot of these big ripples. And a lot of us that are here right now watching and researching this kind of topics and things on the computer, we're kind of like this sleeping kitten. We're going to feel all this light coming in, and it's going to feel good and happy, and we're going to want to climb towards it more and work on ourselves, the way we communicate, the way we hold space for others. And we're not going to feel all that chaos coming, and we're definitely not going to define it the same way. When we're in a lower frequency, which lower does not mean bad, when we're in a lower frequency and we see chaos, we might, be afraid of it and want to try to fix it or run from it, or self-preserve because we don't know how to manage it. We don't have coping skill. But as we are with higher frequency, which higher does not mean good, it's just the quality of the energy that we're holding, it allows us to approach these situations, this turmoil, in different ways. And so we could be much like this sleeping kitten during what other might call a very bad war. So our individual abilities are coming through stronger and stronger. How we view what our perspective is through our own natural abilities is, it's very unique, and that's how the world is going to be seen, one by one by one by one. But we're coming together more energetically rather than coming together and locking arms and hands to create community. We're coming together energetically. Way more power. So if you like all this and you want a transcript, sign up to Jamie's newsletter, and she'll have it all written down. And then I hope to see you in class on Thursday, where we get to talk a lot more about these things and about our chakras and about how they're translating the energy, like what the photonic light is doing and how the galactic vacuum is pulling it out, and just breathe. Breathe. If you need something to do, I say keep a dream journal for December, because your dreams are going to go crazy. Keep your dream journal. That's like your own private guidance anyways. Set your intent for the first week really strong. Write down your dreams. Use your psychic tools. Practice them. Like how you practice breathing and smelling and eating. practice your psychic abilities and your intuitive abilities, because that's going to be the norm. That would be my statement, and move from love. Okay, I have to go, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Maitland.
I love this. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
If
you,
you
thank
like
you.
it, share it with a friend, because when more people know the information, the more we all benefit from it. So this share is really positive and very good. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
I'm not doing the thing.
You're not going to do that today?
Do you want me? I'd like to.
Okay, you can do it.
Okay.
We're not in that big of a rush.
Okay.
I just know Jamie has a schedule, so I just want to stick to it. But you're fine. You can say your stuff.
I'll see you later, alligators.
After a while, crocodile.
I'll see you soon, baboons.
Bye bye, butterfly.
I'll blow you that kiss, jellyfish. I'll see you in the morning, unicorn. I got a scoot, little newt. I got a jog, warthog. Hasta mañana, iguana. Are you guys sleeping?
I just wanted you to just go on a roll. That was amazing. Okay, we can say goodbye now.
Okay.
Bye, Maitland.
Bye. Bye-bye.